Hello, YouTube. Aren't you gonna say hello? Well, as you can guess, today we're gonna be discussing a movie called It. Oh, and by the way, I do want to mention, a few weeks ago, I believe you actually found this first, right, this shirt?
No, I actually saw you.
Okay, I found it first, but as we learned, randomly, not even just around Halloween, randomly Walmart will get random fucking horror shirts. He's actually wearing one right now that they're currently have. So currently they got that, the gothic, whatever it's called, the gothic family, whatever that painting's called with Freddy and Jason.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Let's spin on that. But yes, Walmart currently has this pretty fucking cool Pennywise shirt. It's pretty cool. So, alright, I guess we're going to begin off with saying... personally, as a kid, I saw It when I was probably, I was young, like 8 or 9, but me and my cousins, when I used to go to my cousin's house with my sisters in Maryland, we used to watch Twilight Zone a lot in the basement. One day, my Uncle Bill brought over the double VHS from 48 Hours of It, because of course a lot of his movies were on 2 VHSs back then, from Stephen King. And, when I first saw It, fucking scared the shit out of me. And, of course, that Christmas, after I saw it, my mom got me it on VHS. Even though at this point they put it onto one. They somehow squeezed it onto one.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, it had a very strong impact in my life. Because not only did it give me nightmares and scare the shit out of me, but I brought my fucking VHS to school, elementary school. I passed that fucking shit around like a joint. Even though, obviously, I didn't smoke when I was in elementary school. I waited till after high school, actually. But, yeah, so it ended up terrorizing me and a bunch of my classmates growing up. So it has a very special place in my heart. Tim Curry, I gotta say, that's my fucking favorite role, besides Frankenfurter. But Tim Curry was frightening. I never stopped loving it. I actually... watch it at least fucking once a year, at least. I just love it. So when did you first see it, and what kind of impact did it have on your life?
It's a moment I'll probably never forget. I really had to kind of come around on this movie because I think I was 4 or 5.
Oh my!
Yeah.
When you saw it?
When I saw it, yeah.
God bless this guy.
It was on TV. I don't know where it was airing.
So he actually saw it on the proper format.
Well, it must have been a rerun because I believe it was like 90 or 91 that it aired. So they must have been playing it again. But I was at my dad's house and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is good," and so he just left it on and we watched it, and I was fucking terrified.
I can't even imagine. I mean, I remember when it was on TV, you had to watch it for 4 fucking nights or something like that to get the whole movie.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Honestly, it wasn't until I was a teenager that I even realized it wasn't a fucking cinematic movie.
Right.
I didn't even realize it was, because when everyone called it a miniseries, I was like, what are you talking about? It's a cohesive movie. But, yeah, I didn't realize that a lot of the movies I grew up renting from 48 Hours and Blockbuster, yeah, they were made for TV series. Honestly, to this day, I can't tell that this was a TV movie. The quality, I still think, is fucking awesome. Was there anything you didn't like about it?
Well,
I have to ask.
I feel like, not necessarily as a kid. As a kid, I don't know if I really was looking for the imperfections more than just like pissing my pants the whole time. But as I've grown up, I've always felt that the first half with the kids was more interesting than the adult half.
It's the better half.
Yeah, but other than that, no, not really.
Well, all right. Since I'm telling you, it scared me too when I first saw it. But since I first saw it, there was something I automatically didn't like. And everyone agrees with it. I'm sure you agree. The fucking thing that almost ruined it for me was the fucking crab spider ending. When I first saw that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This fucking clown, Pennywise, was terrorizing me this whole fucking time. And now I'm not scared of him anymore because his true form is a crab spider. So... I never liked that as a kid. I kind of wish that never happened in the movie. But, as an adult, I can appreciate it more because they're like, oh, according to the novel, it looks so strange in its true form, our human brain couldn't comprehend it. So, in our brain, it was a spider thing, just because that was the closest thing we could relate it to.
Right.
But, obviously I'm less harsh on it now. But even growing up, when I was thinking about what could use a remake, I thought... it is perfect. The only thing I would want them to fix in a remake is the fucking end, which I'm hoping they don't do the spider crab thing again, and I doubt they're gonna.
Yeah.
But so obviously that's what we thought about it growing up. Now it is being remade, which I honestly did not see coming. But I guess it makes sense because there's a whole new wave of remakes coming up. Some for TV, some for cinema.
Yeah, I mean now these days, honestly, like they're remaking everything they can get their hands on. So another thing that's going on in the theatrical world is cinematic universes.
Yeah,
oh boy,
it's like cinematic universes.
We're all the fucking Avengers now.
Yeah, so. We can agree the Avengers pretty much started that.
Basically.
I didn't see cinematic universe becoming a trend in Hollywood, but, and by the way, we're not going to cover this in this video, but Universal Monsters, we fucking love them. Obviously, we have these busts here. They're going to Avenger the monsters, and the Mummy just came out recently, and seems like it's very bad, apparently, from what I heard. And I have friends that are fans of the originals that saw it. But anyway, back to it. Right. The issue at hand is people are like, well, they're making a new It. They're making Dark Tower. Are they trying to have a cinematic universe with Stephen King movies? And you actually read shit about this online. I didn't, except in our little club on Facebook. But.
Yeah, well, I think the difference too is to call it a cinematic universe might be a little bit of a stretch. I mean, even through the books, like there've always been little nods and references to other things, but
and I don't read, so I'm bad. He's gonna be the guy with the horror books, okay? I still gotta pick up reading.
I'll be the book nerd. But I would think when it comes to a cinematic universe that with something like the Avengers or the Universal Monsters universe, like you would assume that eventually all these things that are separate are going to come together. Mm-hmm. Where in the Stephen King universe of sorts, like I think it's all you're just going to have little nods to like other stories of his, rather than like you're never going to see Pennywise in a Dark Tower movie.
And just to touch upon Dark Tower real quick, I don't know shit about it. Obviously, I know there's like 12 fucking books. I don't read. But for years, my oldest sister, Dina, actually enjoyed the Dark Tower books. And between discussing shit with my sister, Dina, and some other friends that actually read the Dark Tower books, I had no idea until recently that, Pennywise does appear a couple times in Dark Tower. Even though I'm sure, it's kind of quick glimpses of his like dead lights or whatever the fuck happens. But something I had no idea about Dark Tower is some of Stephen King's characters from his other stories cross over into Dark Tower. And not just his shit. Apparently Wizard of Oz comes into play in Dark Tower somewhere. So, again, because of Stephen King's stories crossing over, like I guess The Shining even, and Salem's Lot might cross over in Dark Tower, people are wondering, are they going to make the new It and the new Dark Tower, which are coming out relatively close, are they going to connect them? Something I actually just found out, because, I like to do my last-minute research. Dark Tower is being distributed by Columbia Pictures?
Columbia.
Okay. And actually, it is being distributed by Warner.
Yeah.
So, naturally, right away, they're being distributed by two different companies. So, if anything, I'm kind of wondering, why do people think there is a chance of it being a cinematic connected universe?
Right.
But you kind of were touching upon saying they're probably going to just have nods.
Yeah,
to it,
I think, it's as long as you're not seeing, like, specifically the characters or something that the other company owns or has the rights to, they're not really crossing a line. So they're just going to have to kind of tiptoe their way around it.
Like, for instance, let's say the fucking cowboy in Dark Tower, let's say he's walking down a corridor and all of a sudden, who knows, maybe you'll see a fucking newspaper boat floating down the hallway. Who fucking knows? Maybe it'll be something very simple like that. But, obviously, it kind of would be cool if Pennywise showed up in Dark Tower. Even if they had to make their own version,
right? Not
in clown form, because he wasn't in clown form, I don't think, in Dark Tower.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he was. I think he was in his, like, alien form, but then again, I'm not an expert on Dark Tower. But
either.
It's a good topic. But, So, any other thoughts on the new It and new Dark Tower? I mean, obviously, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I feel more genuinely excited just for Dark Tower because I'm less familiar with it. So I'm going in
so you're more excited
no
for Dark Tower.
expectations.
Okay.
Well, I just feel like there's less room for them to fail in my heart with
Yeah,
Dark Tower.
because it's not like people are going to be like, they strayed from the book, because not a lot of people read those books that are going to go see it. Probably.
But, like, when it comes to it, it's just, even, I was worried to begin with because of them remaking something that I love, and then who they got to remake it.
And I'm not gonna lie, at first, just because I'm a dick, I was like, who's this fucking little kid playing Pennywise?
Yeah.
But I gotta say, from the little bit of information I do have, I heard Pennywise is supposed to be closer to the kid's age,
Right.
versus being a straight up adult like Tim Curry's version. And I also heard, supposedly, this one's supposed to be more genuine to the book, which I wouldn't know about anyway, because I did try reading it when I was like 14, and I had to keep rereading the first chapter, because I was stuck in the basement with all the details, and it's so much details. But
I mean, it's definitely worth pushing through.
Right.
It's a fantastic book.
Well, I guess for one last topic for it, what was your initial thoughts on the trailer? I heard mixed reactions from everyone. So
I loved the trailer.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I'm a little worried because we haven't heard him speak yet, and I don't want him to be doing a dumb voice, but I don't want him to be doing like an impression.
I hope he's not like a little girl going.
Yeah, right. So like that's there's that worries me, but the trailer looked fantastic. I thought.
Yeah, I thought the trailer actually looked creepy.
Yeah.
And it's not often that I think a horror trailer looks creepy. Like, to me, creepy is one of the best compliments for horror movies or stories in general. But, I love the trailer. There was one part that I thought was hilarious, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing for this movie, but when he pops out of the water and sword, he's like, ah! Like, doesn't he do that high-pitched scream and he goes running towards the kids? Or whatever?
Yeah.
That was the only part I thought might be a little questionable. But the whole thing with the slides and the projector,
Yeah,
that's
really
pretty
cool.
All right, well, that sums up my thoughts for the upcoming It. How about you?
Yeah,
Anything
I think
else?
I'm good.
All right, well, we love the original. We're hopeful for the remake. Never Sleep Again TV is out. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you in a bit.